What's up everybody and welcome to another video. I just want to preface this by saying if I sound a little stuffy, I am kind of sick while recording this, so regardless, what I wanted to show you today are 4 mods that aren't on Nexus. I didn't really know how to name this video because calling it 4 mods not on Nexus didn't have that spice factor that really gets you into the video. So I'm going to call it 4 underground mods. Again, as I did say, it is 4 mods not on Nexus. So by that I mean they're 4 mods only on Bethesda.net that are on PC. Due to that combination, I imagine a lot of PC users haven't even heard of some of these mods or downloaded them. Yet all 4 of them are pretty high quality and definitely worth your time. But without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Starting things off, we do have Overgrowth. This is going to be one of my favorite mods, just period. Think of it as kind of a middle ground between like a touch of green and Regrowth overhaul. It adds in some new foliage, but not as much as Regrowth where it's almost overwhelming and there's so much going on, but enough where it still adds in a ton of new trees that you could use as cover, and it really kind of overhauls the wasteland a bit more. Even beyond that, I feel like this mod, more so than a lot of the other ones, adds in a nice amount that it almost makes sense for this to have been what has regrown since the bombs dropped. Obviously, Fallout 4 takes place a couple hundred years after the original apocalyptic event, and for there still to be kind of desolation doesn't really make a ton of sense. Stuff would have started to regrow, and I feel like this mod really captures that. Even further, it has minimal FPS drop. I know a lot of the other green mods out there do kind of take a big toll on that, but at least in my experience, things run pretty seamlessly and very comparable to how they would run in vanilla. So moving on, we do have modern Firearms. This is without a doubt going to be the most well known out of the mods I am showing you today, but regardless, it actually has gotten a number of updates since its original departure from Nexus many months ago now. It has taken up residency over on Bethesda.net and actually has a ton of cool features behind it. Things like underbarrel shotguns and grenade launchers, a whole pistol pack adding in a ton of new weapons that way, as well as a vending machine mechanism that basically allows you to buy things with currency created by this mod, and you could scrap in other weapon parts for that currency. And even further, if all that wasn't enough, there's a ton of accessories and armor pieces also added in by this. I think that's actually one of my favorite parts about this mod, and something that I think you should consider when using it. Maybe you don't love all the guns added in, but there are ways to kind of tone that down or remove those from the leveled list, but the armor pieces added in by this are really some of the best we have, and unprecedented by other mods for Fallout 4. This mod definitely has some downsides, but if you are someone who last looked at this when it was originally on Nexus, I would definitely give it another shot. Download it, try it out. It really has added in a bunch of new content, and I think now they are really working on getting some of those animations so the guns are a bit more seamless and they just kind of flow with the rest of the mod. If nothing else, it really is one of the best weapon pack mods as far as the amount of new content it adds in and really just the expandability of that content. Then we do have Moribund World. What this is going to do is change the weather and the visuals of Fallout to actually be more akin to some of the earlier Fallout games. This mod more or less creates a more rustic and dreadful look. It's definitely not as cheerful as we do see in vanilla Fallout 4. I really think the mod author's description of how it tries to match some of the older Fallouts is pretty on point. This definitely feels like playing through Fallout 3 or even New Vegas with some of the visuals that it does create. Although unfortunately, one of the downsides about this mod is it doesn't really work with ENBs, so you're going to have to disable that. But I actually really like some of the overhauls it does bring forward, and there's definitely a middle ground you could find between some other visual overhauls and this one. If you're a big fan of some of the previous Fallouts, I really would definitely recommend trying out this mod. It does create a huge difference in the game, and you can't undersell how big the visuals of Fallout 4 are. Having just the all-around tone and theme of the game being modified really does have a big impact on your playthrough. So last but not least, we probably have the biggest mod on this list, and that's going to be Junkmaster. This mod does a couple of things. First and foremost, it correlates a bunch of existing mods. It puts them all into one big pack. It also modifies some of their stats as well as some of the stats of the vanilla weaponry, really trying to make everything in this balance and have it as one big overhaul mod. But really the overall goal here is to make Fallout 4 feel more like Fallout 3 and New Vegas. This is done through adding in a ton of the old weapons and armor types. Again, there are tens, if not even hundreds of new weapons and armors added in by this mod, all with customization options and a ton of leveled list integrations. Even some more minor stuff like power armor paints and chems are added in through this. I can make a 30-minute video talking about all the content in this, but I would definitely recommend checking out this mod if you are a PC user. It really does add in so much new content. Some of this might be stuff you downloaded in the past, but this is going to be one curated nice pack of all of that in just kind of one sitting. You only have to download one file, but your Fallout 4 will really feel overhauled, and I think again the best part is the balance changes made to this. So often when downloading a ton of new weapons, means there's going to be a few that are clearly overpowered. With this mod, that's all taken care of for you. You don't have to worry about editing any of the files yourselves, and it's really just kind of a one-stop shop. That's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. Let me know if you guys kind of like this kind of content. I think these are without a doubt the 4 biggest mods on Bethesda.net that aren't on Nexus, but there's probably some other ones I could look for. If you feel like I missed something, let me know in the comments down below. If you want to see more of this series, let me know in the comments down below. Should I make a follow-up video? Should I not? As always, I thank you guys for watching. I do hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys all next time. Later.